1. Releasing self-doubt. Self-doubt is the first thing to let go of. According to the book, humans have been socialized to doubt their own power, wisdom, and value over time. Their world is shaped by this indoctrination, which results in a deeply rooted notion that they are incapable. The concept put forward here is that any energy one projects is reflected back by the universe. When someone has self-doubt all the time, the universe reacts by making those doubts worse, which makes failure, hardship, and stagnation appear inevitable. But everything changes the instant self-doubt is released. The book emphasizes that self-belief results in self-assurance, action, and alignment with one's highest good. A person begins to make choices that advance them rather than impede them once they cease doubting their skills. Furthermore, as a result of their increased self-esteem, possibilities start to arise. One important lesson from this part is that confidence is about trust, not perfection. It's about believing in oneself in the face of uncertainty and knowing that one is sufficient in their current state. The main takeaway is that power is taken away by self-doubt and then restored when it is released. 2. Terminating relationships that are toxic. Toxic connections should be the second thing to get rid of. The paragraph highlights that a person's vitality and general well-being are directly impacted by the people they surround themselves with. A person's emotional and vital health will deteriorate if they are subjected to negativity, criticism, or drama on a regular basis. Relatable instances of poisonous relationships are given in the passage, including a friend who is always complaining but never does anything about it, a family member who constantly belittles and erodes trust, a colleague who lives on negativity and gossip. Maintaining a high vibration is practically impossible due to these kinds of interactions, which deplete energy. Setting limits and making the deliberate decision to spend more time with individuals who encourage and promote personal development are the answers, rather than completely shutting people out. One makes room for healthier, more satisfying relationships by getting rid of harmful ones. According to the text, this shift attracts those who sincerely care, promote advancement, and create a nurturing atmosphere. More significantly, it enables an individual to take back control of their emotional state rather than being vulnerable to the negativity of others. 3. Eliminating the requirement for outside verification. The need for other people's approval is the third thing to let go of. In the belief that receiving praise from others will make them happy or valuable, many people spend their entire lives looking for validation, whether it is through relationships, professional success, or social acceptance. The book makes the case that unless a person first validates themselves, no amount of external approval would ever be satisfying. Seeking approval makes people change who they are to fit the expectations of others instead of living according to their own truth, which wears them out. A person feels free once they recognize that their value is independent of other people's perceptions of them. Their confidence and vitality organically increase as they no longer require permission to be who they are. According to the passage, this genuineness generates a magnetic energy that draws in the ideal opportunities, experiences, and people. To put it another way, real success and contentment arise when a person completely accepts who they are and ceases seeking approval. 4. Getting past your fear of change. Fear of change is the fourth limiting thought that needs to be let go. Because change is unsettling and unclear, many people are resistant to it. Nonetheless, the text makes it very evident that expansion necessitates venturing into the unknown, and growth necessitates change. Here are some instances of how fear of change shows up. Continue working in a job that no longer fulfills you. Avoiding a dream because you're afraid you won't succeed. Clinging to an antiquated identity rather than changing it. The main takeaway from this is that, although it may feel comfortable, remaining in one's comfort zone is ultimately restrictive. When individuals were supposed to be expansive, it keeps them small. The unknown is full of possibilities and change, even though it can also be frightening. Instead of opposing change, the book advocates for its acceptance. One's perspective changes when they begin to view obstacles as chances rather than dangers. They become receptive to growth and new opportunities, enabling life to provide them with better experiences that are in line with their greatest potential. 5. Quitting self-talk that is negative. Negative self-talk is the fifth and last thing to stop. Since our words influence our reality, this is one of the biggest obstacles to personal development. Speaking to oneself is really important. If someone tells themselves they are not good enough all the time, it becomes their reality. According to the book, the mind processes everything it hears. Thus, constant feeding its negativity results in a low vibration and a lowered sense of self. But changing one's language also changes one's whole spirit. People start to retrain their brains to perceive possibilities rather than constraints when they choose kindness, support, and self-belief. This change has an impact on what a person attracts into their life in addition to changing how they feel. One begins to see opportunities rather than roadblocks the more favorably they talk to themselves. Feel lighter and more liberated. Connect with their actual potential and strength. The call to action. Changing attitudes and reaching new heights. The paragraph ends with a powerful call to action, urging the reader to begin making these changes right now. Everything in their life will start to change the instant they let go of toxic relationships, self-doubt, fear of change, negative self-talk, and external validation. The last takeaway is one of urgency and empowerment. The reader has a moment. They have the chance to ascend. Their personal willingness to enter their greatest frequency is the only thing preventing them. The final rhetorical question, "Are you ready?" challenges the reader personally and inspires them to act right away.